Paul Oliver, defensive back, 2004 to 2006. Paul Oliver was a shutdown corner and safety for the Georgia Bulldogs from 2004 to 2006 under coach Mark Richt. Oliver was one of the top-rated players in the country out of Harrison High School. After spending a few years in a reserve role, Oliver became the starter in the middle of the 2005 season. He kept that starting role as Georgia captured the 2005 SEC Championship. After being named Georgia's most improved player, Oliver was named preseason third-team All-SEC and had a breakout year in 2006. His key performance was holding future NFL legend Calvin Johnson to only 2 catches for 13 yards as Georgia defeated rival Georgia Tech 15-12. Over his 3-year career, he accumulated 94 tackles, 8.5 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and 7 interceptions. He was drafted as a part of the NFL Supplemental Draft in 2007. Welcome to the Nitro Show's 50 Greatest Players of the 2000s. Tonight at number 37, we have cornerback Paul Oliver. Burl, talk a little bit about Paul Oliver.
Paul Oliver was a true shutdown cornerback and one of the best cornerbacks that Georgia has ever had. In 2006, he was second team All-SEC, had great stats. But what I remember the most from Paul Oliver was just how freaking good he was at corner. The game against Georgia Tech versus Calvin Johnson, arguably the best receiver that we've ever seen, play between the hedges, and he shut him down.
Yeah, it wasn't even just 06; it was 05 as well. He shut down Calvin Johnson 2 straight years. I think he allowed him 2 receptions total.
Yeah, 2 catches for 13 yards.
Yeah, and Calvin Johnson was just dominating everybody at that point. Coming out of high school, Paul Oliver was a big-time recruit, big-time get for Georgia. I think he was the top-rated corner in the country. In his 3 years, he had really good numbers, 7 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, and he was going to come back in 07. But unfortunately, he had some academic issues. He ended up leaving and going in the supplemental draft to the NFL. But, yeah, just a fantastic player at Georgia. Can't talk about Paul Oliver without talking a little bit about his legacy as well. As many of you know, he passed away a couple years after his NFL career had ended, but it kind of opened some eyes to a lot of people. Mark Richt took notice of that, and Mark Richt had created what they called the Paul Oliver Network, which was a network that would establish connections and help former players get jobs and stay in touch. And, everybody thinks the life in the NFL is grand and great, but for some guys, especially when that career ends, it's kind of tough. And that's what happened to Paul Oliver. So, great legacy of a guy on the field, but also a wonderful legacy off the field that I think has continued to this day, even under Kirby Smart. I don't think they call it the Paul Oliver Network anymore, but I know that they've kept up, keeping in touch.
Yeah, he was just a great player, a great teammate, was absolutely loved by his teammates, and just a damn good dog.
That's for sure. All right, up next at number 36, we have a player who made a game-saving play on a way to a second national championship. But until next time, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.